A chill has descended upon Moscow, not winter, but fear. In the Kremlin and boardrooms, a purge is underway. Once untouchable officials, generals and billionaires now fall swiftly and brutally. This is no random churn, it's a calculated cleansing. Vladimir Putin, after a quarter-century in power, is sharpening his knives. Paranoia reigns, no one is safe. The system, built on balancing rival clans around Putin, has been shattered by the war in Ukraine. The invasion, meant as a quick victory, became a bloody stalemate, exposing corruption and incompetence. Now, Putin demands not just loyalty but total submission. The purges are public, theatrical and personal, broadcast for all to see. Proximity to power is now a liability, not a shield. The very architects of Putin's Russia are being dismantled by it. The message, past service means nothing, loyalty is never enough. The logic is opaque, no one knows who will fall next. Settling scores, eliminating rivals, and making scapegoats for Ukraine's failures all blend together. Unpredictability keeps everyone off balance, unable to trust or unite. In this climate, the only hope is to profess ever greater loyalty, hoping to survive another day. The old social contract is dead. Fear is the new order. The war in Ukraine was meant to crown Putin's legacy. Instead, it's a disaster. Casualties, economic ruin, and global isolation. The war is a black hole, exposing the state's corruption and military weakness. Frustration festers among generals, spies, and oligarchs. The elite, once loyal for profit and stability, now see Putin as a threat. The old pact, loyalty for security, is broken. Putin now demands sacrifice, assets seized, children's futures repurposed for patriotism. The elite's resentment grows as their fortunes and safety evaporate. The war is now the regime's organizing principle. Failure is existential. Purges are necessary in Putin's eyes to terrorize the elite and deflect blame. Dissent is crushed before it can coalesce. The Ukraine war is not just a foreign crisis, it's burning away the old system. A new, more brutal order is being forged in the fire. The elite are forced to choose submission or destruction. The system is under unprecedented strain. The list of the purged reads like a who's who of Putin's Russia. Sergei Shoigu, long-serving defense minister, was ousted, his deputy arrested for bribery. Generals like Ivan Popov, once praised for battlefield competence, are arrested for dissent. Even popularity is now a threat. The crackdown sweeps through the military's high command. No rank is safe. Economic elites are next. Tycoons lose assets. Factories are seized. Fortunes evaporate. Wealth is now conditional, granted by the Kremlin and revoked at will. High-profile executives die in mysterious circumstances, fueling paranoia. Each arrest or death is a warning: cross the line, and you're erased. The state's power is demonstrated in public spectacles of downfall. The message: no one is beyond reach. The purges redraw the power structure, with Putin as the sole artist. Compliance is enforced by fear, not loyalty. The elite are atomized, isolated, and terrified. The system devours its own. To outsiders, the purges look like chaos, but they're calculated. Putin is consolidating power, dismantling rival centers before they threaten him. Scapegoats are sacrificed to deflect blame for war failures and economic pain. By purging his own elite, Putin poses as a just czar, cleansing the state. The old elite, with Western ties, is replaced by a new war elite loyal only to him. These new loyalists have no illusions about the West. Their fortunes depend on the regime's survival. The purges are also a tool of terror. Arrests are unpredictable, loyalty offers no safety. The elite become passive, obedient, and isolated, unable to resist collectively. The goal-learned helplessness, stifling any thought of opposition. Putin is betting he can control the fear he's unleashed. The system is being reshaped for permanent confrontation with the West. The logic is brutal. Terrorize the class, not just individuals. The stakes are higher than ever. The purge is both a weapon and a warning. Putin's grip tightens, but the cost is mounting. Putin's quest for total control breeds instability. A system run on fear is brittle. Bad news is hidden, initiative punished, governance suffers. Purging competent generals leaves the army in the hands of sycophants. Paranoia spreads, causing bureaucratic paralysis at every level. The state becomes rigid, unable to adapt or respond to crisis. The old elite, once invested in the system's survival, are now dispossessed and resentful. The new war elite's loyalty is untested, and the old guard has little left to lose. Putin is creating a class of powerful enemies, isolated for now but dangerous in crisis. By centralizing all power, he becomes the system's single point of failure. Every defeat or hardship is now his alone to bear. The buffers and scapegoats are gone. This is the ultimate vulnerability of absolute power. The regime's fate is tied to one man. The system is no longer Putin's Russia, it is simply Putin. The risk of collapse grows with every purge. The Kremlin projects unity, but the reality is fractured. The purges have deepened divisions, pitting factions against each other in a struggle for survival. Security services, the FSB, GRU, National Guard, vie for influence, using compromat to eliminate rivals. The Ministry of Defense's purge is seen as an FSB victory. Interagency warfare breeds chaos, undermining state function. Beyond security, a rift grows between hardline war ideologues and pragmatic economic technocrats. The war party pushes for permanent mobilization. Technocrats fight to keep the economy afloat. Tension simmers as both sides maneuver for advantage. Putin has always played factions off each other, but the stakes are now existential. The infighting he encourages could spiral out of control if the war worsens. The system is cracking under the pressure. The monolith is an illusion. The fractures are real and widening. Putin rides the tiger, but it may soon turn on him. The noise of internal conflict grows louder every day. The regime's unity is a facade. Instability is the new reality. Russia stands at a precipice, its future unwritten and uncertain. The purges and power consolidation signal weakness, not strength. Putin's regime, built on fear and repression, is dangerously unstable. The promised stability has become a permanent crisis. The purges will continue, deepening repression and isolation. The new war elite will push for even more aggressive policies. A feedback loop of failure, hardline response, and further isolation is underway. The system is now too rigid for course correction. All power is centralized. All responsibility is Putin's. The next crisis, military, economic, or personal, could trigger collapse. With no safety valves, the regime is vulnerable to sudden shocks. The struggle for power is entering a more dangerous phase. The cracks in Putin's rule are visible to all. He may have won the Kremlin, but risks losing Russia's future. The path ahead is dark, and no one knows where it leads.